The Late Cretaceous period was a time of incredible diversity and fierce competition among the dinosaurs that roamed the Earth. During this time, some of the largest and most fearsome creatures ever to walk the planet ruled the land, and among them were some of the most iconic and recognizable predators of all time. One of the most fearsome of these creatures was Gorgosaurus, a tyrannosaurid that lived about 77 million years ago. This fearsome predator was a sight to behold, with sharp teeth, powerful legs, and a deadly hunting instinct. Its name comes from the conjoining of two Greek words, Gorgos meaning fierce or terrible, and Saurus meaning lizard. It is related to the Tyrannosaurus, but relatively smaller. It may have been smaller than its infamous cousin Tyrannosaurus rex, but don't let its size fool you. This predator was still an imposing figure, with a length of up to 9 meters and a weight of 2 to 3 metric tons. The skull of it was large in proportion to its body, but it also had chambers and openings that reduced its weight. Interestingly, its skull was longer and lower than that of its cousin, Daspletosaurus. The end of its snout was blunt and its eye socket was circular, distinguishing it from other tyrannosaurids. But what really set them apart were its teeth. This dinosaur had 8 premaxillary teeth at the front of its snout, which were smaller and closely packed together. The first tooth in its maxima was also shaped like the premaxillary teeth. The rest of its teeth were oval in cross-section, unlike the blade-like teeth of other theropods. In total, it had up to 64 teeth, which were perfectly designed for crushing and tearing through flesh. Gorgosaurus was a monster of a dinosaur, with a massive head perched on top of an S-shaped neck. Its forelimbs were laughably small compared to its overall size, with just 2 digits each. Meanwhile, its hind limbs were a different story altogether, with 4 digits each, including a small first toe that never touched the ground. Their long hind limbs made it a fast runner, with some specimens even showing a longer tibia than femur, a trait common in other speedy animals. And that's not even mentioning its long, heavy tail, which acted as a counterweight to the massive head and torso and helped to balance the creature. Paleontologists found that their skin was smooth in some places, lacking the scales found on other dinosaurs. Instead, the skin was similar to that of modern-day birds, which is secondarily featherless. However, other patches of Gorgosaurus skin showed denser, larger, and more intricate scales. These were smaller than hadrosaurid scales, but similar in size to those of a Gila monster. Traces of skin impressions from the tail also revealed small, rounded, or hexagonal scales. This new information has given scientists a unique insight into what Gorgosaurus may have looked like, and how it lived in its late Cretaceous world. When it comes to the bite force, it's safe to say that this dinosaur meant business. Like its tyrannosaurid cousins, its bite force increased steadily as it grew from a youngling to a late juvenile, and then skyrocketed to exponential levels. Recent estimates suggest that this mighty predator could exert a bite force of anywhere from 22,000 to 42,000 newtons. That's enough to crush bones and tear flesh with ease. Of course, not all paleontologists agree on the exact numbers. Some argue that the maximum bite force of adult Albertosaurans, a group that includes Gorgosaurus, may be closer to 12,200 to 21,800 newtons. But even at the lower end of the scale, that's still one seriously powerful bite. It was a true carnivorous champion, sitting atop the food chain and devouring all that dared to cross its path. This powerful predator was the stuff of nightmares for other dinosaurs, even those much larger than itself. In fact, there are whispers that this dinosaur may have even been cannibalistic, feasting on members of its own kind when times were tough. But what made them such a master hunter? For starters, it preferred to hunt in packs, working together with its kin to bring down prey much larger than itself. As it grew and matured, the hunting patterns of this dinosaur shifted, reducing competition for food between adults and juveniles. When it came to prey, it had a particular taste for herbivores like hadrosaurs and ankylosaurids. But that wasn't all it ate. This beast wasn't picky when it came to its meals. Other plant-eating dinosaurs like Lambeosaurus, Styracosaurus, and Centrosaurus were also on the menu. One of the most fascinating things about them is its habitat. This fearsome dinosaur roamed through dense woodlands and lush forests, searching for its next meal. It also prowled along the verdant floodplains that line the edges of inland seas, always on the lookout for a tasty herbivore to pounce on. Scientists have found most of its fossils in Alberta, Canada, which suggests that this region was a true hotspot for dinosaur diversity. Despite the beauty of its surroundings, life was tough for Gorgosaurus. The climate was subtropical, with marked seasonality and frequent droughts that led to mass die-offs of dinosaurs. But even in the face of such adversity, it persisted, adapting to its environment and evolving into one of the most fearsome predators of all time. But they were not invincible. It faced threats of its own. Other carnivores, like the mighty Allosaurus, had once roamed the same territory, and it's possible that it had to fight for its place in the food chain. But studies have shown that the decline of these earlier carnivores may have paved the way for Gorgosaurus and its kin to take over and dominate the landscape. Juvenile Gorgosaurus were likely easy targets for their larger and more experienced counterparts, and cannibalism may have been a common occurrence. In 1913, Charles Stenberg stumbled upon the holotype, which had a complete skeleton and skull, making it the first fossil tyrannosaurid with a hand. The discovery was made in Alberta's Dinosaur Park Formation, and today it can be found at the Canadian Museum of Nature in Ottawa. But that was just the beginning. Fossils of it have been found in various floodplains around the western interior seaway from Montana to Alberta. The most famous specimen was found in Chateau County, Montana, in a river ecosystem that shaped the Judith River Formation. It was preserved under thick sands and fossilized plants, providing researchers with a wealth of information about this fierce predator. Over the years, dozens of other specimens have been excavated and are housed in different museums across the United States and Canada. In fact, fossil records show that it is one of the best represented tyrannosaurs, with 20 skeletons discovered so far. Even the Late Cretaceous Dianodon teeth of Montana were later found to belong to the Gorgosaurus. One of the largest samples in existence was unearthed in Montana in 2018, proving that there are still countless secrets waiting to be discovered in the fossil record. And in a stunning turn of events, in July 2022, an ancient Gorgosaurus skeleton was sold at a Sotheby's auction for a staggering $6 million, showing just how much people value these incredible fossils today. The story of Gorgosaurus is far from over, and we can't wait to see what else the future holds for this remarkable dinosaur. Unfortunately, the reign of it, like that of all the dinosaurs, was destined to come to a tragic end. Although the exact timing of its extinction is still debated among scientists, it's likely that the Gorgosaurus disappeared from the Earth around 66 million years ago, during the tumultuous period known as the Cretaceous Tertiary Extinction Event. This event, which wiped out not only the dinosaurs but also many other species of plants and animals, was caused by a combination of factors such as volcanic activity, asteroid impact, and climate change. The Gorgosaurus and its kin, like so many other magnificent creatures of the past, were unable to adapt to the changing conditions and ultimately perished, leaving behind only their fossilized remains as a testament to their once great power. It may have gone extinct millions of years ago, but its legacy lives on in pop culture. From movies to video games, this ferocious dinosaur has made a big impact in the entertainment industry. One of the most iconic depictions of Gorgosaurus can be found in the classic film Jurassic Park 3. In the movie, a group of explorers stumble upon an island filled with genetically engineered dinosaurs, including a terrifying Gorgosaurus that chases them through the jungle. The scene is a heart-pumping thrill ride, and it's a testament to the enduring appeal of this ancient predator. But Gorgosaurus isn't just limited to the big screen. It's also a popular subject in video games, where players can take control of the mighty dinosaur and wreak havoc on their enemies. Games like Ark Survival Evolved feature Gorgosaurus as one of the playable characters, and players love the thrill of taking down other players or AI enemies with their powerful jaws and razor-sharp teeth. It has even made its way into the world of literature, with books like The Cretaceous Theropoduous Dinosaur Gorgosaurus by Lambay Lawrence M. Overall, Gorgosaurus may be long gone, but its impact on pop culture is undeniable. Its fearsome reputation and impressive size have captured the imagination of people of all ages, and it's sure to continue to be a popular subject in the years to come. And if you're into cool stuff like this, make sure to click on the like and subscribe buttons below. By learning about Gorgosaurus and other prehistoric animals, we get a better idea of just how diverse and complicated life on Earth really is. And if you're curious about other prehistoric animals and want to know more about them, then you should definitely click the video on your screen right now. We'll tell you everything you need to know about this fascinating topic and help you deepen your understanding of these incredible creatures.